Are you vaccinated or are you unvaccinated? That's the title, that's the topic of today's Daily Dose. Well, it looks like this seems to be the latest method of dividing us in this country. Everyone's categorized. You're either vaccinated or you're unvaccinated. You've either received one of the COVID vaccines or you haven't. You're either jabbed or unjabbed, right? And so what's supposed to happen? Those who haven't been vaccinated are supposed to call those who have been vaccinated foolish sheep, naive guinea pigs. While those who have been vaccinated, they're supposed to label those who have chosen to remain unvaccinated as dangerous, ignorant idiots. Seems to be the latest strategy. The latest way that strife is being stirred up among neighbors. It's the new tool for pitting fellow Americans against one another. But come on now, this is the Marxist way. Keep the masses, that's just us, right? Keep the people fighting amongst themselves so that while everyone's pointing fingers at one another, those who manufactured this crisis, and I'm not saying that COVID is manufactured, it's a real flu, it's a real issue that is really making people sick and some are dying from it. So don't hear what I'm not saying, but the crisis has been stirred up to such a degree. Why? So that those who are stirring it up can grab power. They can grab control as they're playing us against one another. Hitler used this tactic as he manufactured this crisis between the Aryans and the Jew, right? The French Revolution, it was a proletariat against the bourgeoisie, the working class against the ruling class. Something similar happened in Russia around the First World War. And of course, back in the day, what do we have? We have Nero. He pitted the Romans against the Christians. And this just isn't new, right? But it is destructive and it's evil at the core. And here's what all of these moments in history seem to have in common. Those who manufactured these civil wars by pitting people against one another then go about the business of grabbing power and getting rich. And if we open up our eyes, if we take an honest look, this appears to be what's going on right here, right now on our watch. Those who are stirring things up, those who are pitting us against one another, are taking this opportunity to grab more power and in the process limit our freedom and limit our voice. And they're doing it all in the name of stopping a crisis, all in the name of protecting people, but they're actually doing the exact opposite of that. So what do we have? We have a group in this country who are aggressively selling strife. They're sowing discord. They're stirring up division and dissension in this nation. Recently, we've seen this in the form of, here we go, once again, right? Stirring up division among racial lines. I mean, come on now. Based simply on the color of our skin. So we get this organization BLM who enters the picture, right? Did they sow discord? You bet they did. And it literally set our cities on fire. Then when COVID came on the scene from China, these same people saw another opportunity to sow discord and in the process grab control, shutting down our freedoms, and even changing the way that we elect them. There's a saying that some of this crowd have been using. They say, never let a crisis go to waste. And you've got it. They've been using COVID as a crisis and the excuse for ramming down their agenda, ramming it down our throats. And now they've defined a new crisis. And if you've been watching the news, which I don't advise that you do, there's this new crisis, this new thing called a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Again, another attempt at pitting us against one another. Another way of dividing us, another way to sow dissension and discord among us. They're playing us. They're using us for their own power and their own financial gain. What does the Bible have to say about all this stuff? The Bible does talk about it. I mean, check this out. Proverbs chapter 6, beginning in verse 16, it says, "These 6 things the Lord hates." Yes, 7 are an abomination to him. A proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that are swift in running to evil, a false witness who speaks lies, and check this out, and one who sows discord among brethren. That's pretty significant. God actually hates those who sow discord. And then check this out, though. Just a few verses earlier here in Proverbs 6, beginning verse 12, it says this, that a worthless person, a wicked man, goes about his crooked speech. He winks with his eye, signals with his feet, points with his finger, with perverted heart devises evil, continually sowing discord. Again, God just called those who are sowing this discord, those who are manufacturing these crises, those who are pitting us against one another, he's calling them perverted and wicked liars. Galatians 5 tells us that rivalries and dissensions and divisions and envy are all works of the flesh, and those who promote these practices are not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. And then Romans 16:17 encourages us, it says, I urge you, brothers and sisters, to watch out for those who cause divisions and put obstacles in your way that are contrary to the teaching that you've learned. And then he says, keep away from them. Keep away. Keep away from those who are stirring up dissension and discord. In his Sermon on the Mount, Jesus preached these words. He said, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. That's Matthew 5:9. Beloved, we got to be those peacemakers. We got to be those who push back against these attempts to divide us as the body of Christ, these attempts to divide us as a nation. Ephesians 5:11 tells us to have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather to expose them. And again, we're to have nothing to do with these schemes that divide us, that pit us against one another. We're to not allow ourselves to fall into that trap and to be used as pawns in this scheme of division and discord. And instead, we are to be those who are to call those out who are playing these Marxist evil games. We need to expose them and expose this wickedness. And by doing that, we can be the peacemakers of our time. I'm going to end with this. Beloved, let us love one another. For love is of God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. That's 1 John 4:7. And so to my vaccinated and to my unvaccinated friends, I say be blessed, love God, and love one another.